This is my new addition to, we'll call it Strike TV Episode 3. First one talked about the studio chief who was a liar. That was, actually, there had been really, back in '07, there had been really no negotiation going on. And there was a big meeting at the Santa Monica Civic Center where John Bauman was talking about how there was, AMPT was not negotiating. And as circumstance would have it, I was having to pick up some side gigs, and I ended up, on a studio lot for a Christmas party, working a Christmas party. Major studio, a bunch of people were getting fired, and the studio boss basically went up there and lied their ass off and said, "Oh, guys, we're doing everything we can to end the strike," right? And which was baloney, Second episode, we talked about, was actually really two little parts. My part, how long will the strike last? And then the answer from my sister, who's an analyst on Wall Street. Basically, how long? Indefinitely. Indefinitely. Today's July 13th. We recorded that about a month ago. And just yesterday or the day before, Deadline came out with a piece with the AMPT's, kind of bottom line, which is, we are going to make this last as long as we can, to where, writers are going to lose homes and apartments and that kind of thing. We're gonna break them, right? Essentially the exact same thing my sister said, a month prior, but that got, virtually no attention whatsoever. Even though there's quite a few people that are, following my feed on Twitter and so forth, who are supposedly interested, as they're either guild members or former president there and pre-WG, all that, just whatever. Yawn. And I bring that up because I feel that we're at an inflection point here, and I am just not, since this strike started, I always thought it would be different. I think my perspective is different because I'm not just a writer, I'm an owner. I own my own films, I make my own films. I've only worked a few times at that kind of studio level and being a guild member, but really, I'm really a filmmaker. And I have, at least, 12, 13, 14 films in distribution with various companies, on various platforms. And, I could see the writing on the wall. And, I was quite certain that, that this was going to get real ugly. And it was going to be really rough, and that it was going to last a long time. And, my sister just confirmed that. And my biggest problem, my observation, what I'm noticing is I just don't feel like leadership is really kind of understanding the moment. Yes, they are with AI and all these things. But back in '07, there was a much more discussion about us owning our own material. I'm not going to use that word. I hate that fucking word that begins with a C. As someone said, I saw someone say on Twitter, it all started when they used that word content. Treating everything like it to say the cat video is the same as, Come and See or Andrei Rublev, right? They're all the same, just like Scorsese wrote a piece about that. The algorithm, all this crap. And back in '07, there was talk, they had this thing they started, Strike TV. Put together things and show that we can create and put it out there and say, look, we can bypass you guys. I'm not hearing any discussion of that. I'm not hearing any discussion of, hey, maybe we go to Alphabet. I guess a lot of writers, maybe people don't understand right now with the whole AVOD thing, and, VOD or fast free advertising, streaming, however you want to call it, with ads. YouTube is one of the biggest players. I mean, people are making incredible amounts of money on ads on YouTube. A lot of distributors are going right to YouTube because it pays well. They're not a part of the AMPT. I'm not hearing any creative thinking out of the box to where, we're saying, hey, we have to control our own thing. We have to do things differently. We have to quit waiting around for permission. We have to bypass these middlemen. And I was hearing things like that in '07, and I'm not hearing that at all. I mean, it's great that we're shutting things down, but guess what? That's what they want. They want to cut costs. When you hear Iger and Zaslav and all these guys talk, that's all they talk. They're just mimicking and parroting what the Wall Street people say. Cut costs, cut costs, cut costs. Guess what a strike is doing? It's cutting costs. And, I'm just not seeing any innovation or creativity in terms of going, hey, this could last a really long time. Maybe we have to think out of the box. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong on this. I'm hoping we're going to start seeing that. I'm hoping that we're going to start going, oh, wait a minute. Maybe we can try and demonstrate that we don't need these guys. We can go directly to the carriers. We can bypass the middle person, if you will. It's just food for thought. It's just something I've been thinking, because this is going to go. This is just the beginning. I mean, this is going to probably be the longest strike we've ever seen. I mean, this is serious, and I just feel like we need to start thinking outside of the box and treating it as such. And that's not the vibe I'm getting. And, we'll see. I just thought I'd put this out there, and for better or for worse. Thank you.